I'm wondering why they're not putting. I don't know why they're not putting Ghana first. It is stalling government business. And listen, there are so many things that they have to do in Parliament. I mean, you recall what they said about placing a ban on mining in our forest reserves that is going to be taken out. Yeah. And we have not done anything about it because of the same impasse going on.
Dave, you see, when allow me a bit of latitude here. When the NDC started this thing, you remember what I said here? And I even asked you that. I mean, what strategy can we glean from what they are doing? I mean, David, if Kofi, if remember, when Kofi even made a similar point that what does the NDC to gain from
whether it sit on the right side of the speaker or the left side of the speaker?
Yes, what does the NDC want to achieve with a majority tag barely 2 months to an election? And you see,
those 2 months is barely a month, 24 days from today.
No, I'm talking about when they started. Okay. So about 2 months. And they even, I don't know who they consulted, even went further. David, they think people have forgotten. Some of us have not forgotten that they did a press conference. Remember what they said? That they revoked the e-levy. And you remember what I said the next day?
And a betting tax and all that.
That if those things do not go through, what are you telling the Ghanaians again?
I think there was a private members bill a couple of days ago.
It's a different matter. They said that they will use their majority in Parliament to zero rate the e-levy. They cannot overturn it because they do not have the numbers. So what they do is that they can zero rate, only zero rate is just like taking it off.
Exactly.
And even the legendary former deputy AG, one of the very people I like in the NDC, Dr. Dominic Ayeni, advanced such arguments. And I was like, where is the NDC seeking to go with this majority thing? David, the Supreme Court, I've always said this, you may not like the court, you may not like its composition, you may not like how the court has been. In fact, the Mo Ibrahim Foundation recent survey shows that there's been a deterioration of certain trust in the judiciary. When you look at the Afrobarometer, it is there. So it tells you that clearly, based on data, the judiciary you have today cannot entirely be trusted by the general population of Ghana. It's fine. But the NDC should tread cautiously. If they are not careful, these things will backfire at them. They shouldn't be doing press conferences and promising people that their majority they cancel e-levy. It's a sensitive matter. The Afrobarometer, they remember, only 17% said they should keep the tax. And hoping 87% said they don't like it. And you make a press conference, meanwhile, the majority has not been sealed. And Dave, the Supreme Court is the final say when it comes to interpretation of the Constitution. As I said, you may not like its makeup, you may not like the Chief Justice, you may not like it, but that is the fact. As we speak today, there's a ruling, a 5-2 majority decision from the Supreme Court. They've stayed the decision of Bagwin and it's gone back. The MPP today is the majority of the Ghana's parliament. Simplicity. They shouldn't allow these things to degenerate. That's all.
Top story yesterday, Musala was saying that even the former MP who says that he's part of the MPP and therefore forms a majority, but where does he sit? Where does he align? And you were asking the question as to what they hope to achieve with this one. Is it to make the government unpopular, make government business difficult, or what?
David, they are making themselves unpopular.
What is it?
They're making themselves unpopular, David, because you see, it's a sensitive matter. You promise people, they think we've forgotten. If I knew I was going to do, I would have brought you the voice. When David, I've forgotten. Anybody who listens to our review, remember I said that. What strategy is that? Who's advising them? Because you can't, you just said, you promise me you can't see e-levy. You promise me you can't see e-levy. If the NDC doesn't cancel e-levy by 7 December, every day on this show, I remind them. You see, they should tread cautiously and stop this
thing. They are of concerns that with 24 days to the election, their members of parliament, are campaigning. And there are concerns again about the fact that even most of the members of parliament for the NPP, it's something I also heard on Top Story, they are saying that some of them feel that their seats may be threatened, so they would rather be on the ground campaigning rather than be in parliament for parliamentary business to go on. So who's going to win at this? I mean, they should always have at the back of their minds the Ghanaian first.
David, the last time you even did a test analysis of what Bagwin said, what did Bagwin say? That because of the hang parliament,
they have compromised.
The leaders sat. I won't use compromise because someone may think that money has, but the leaders side, assess side. The leaders met and came to a consensus that because of the unique nature of this parliament, and most ministers and deputy have to travel to do assignment. For example, President Akufo-Addo this morning is in Azerbaijan, Baku. Certainly, he will carry on certain ministers and deputy ministers. So they will always do the discussions
and count them as present.
And no, not necessarily count them as
that is what Bagbin said.
Oh, okay.
That's what Bagbin
but
said.
I also heard him say that they will stay some of the decision when they come, then they vote. So let's even say they count them present. You, David, you follow this thing for almost 30 years. Have you heard it before? It tells you that even the leaders themselves acknowledge that we are not in normal times. So we shouldn't behave as if we are in normal times. David, think about it politically. What really did the NDC stand to gain from being called the majority caucus in Parliament? I don't see anything.
Well, let's see how it goes in the coming days, whether Parliament will be recalled and whether they would have the full complement of the House to be able to do parliamentary business. Time will really tell. But we've begun our road safety.
We have never hidden our position that we are in Parliament for the ordinary people of Ghana. It is indeed true that we will use our new majority numbers to benefit Ghanaians by introducing private members' bill to remove the e-levy and to reduce the suffering of the people of Ghana. It is also true that we will use our new majority to remove the betting tax and other nuisance tax. And that it is affecting the survival of businesses and the people of Ghana. We assure you that we will use our new majority to protect businesses and the people of Ghana, as we have always maintained. We are confident that the Right Honourable Speaker has acted fairly, firmly, and lawfully in a matter that is perfectly within his province. Speaker Bagbin has had a distinguished and unprecedented 32-year career in Parliament of Ghana. Right Honourable Alban Bagbin is a courageous and resolute leader. We stand with him, pledge our support, and urge him to protect the dignity and sanctity of the Parliament of Ghana. In the same vein, we call on Ghanaians to stand by the Speaker and resist oppressors' rule. From day one, we have not reneged on our fight for the people of Ghana. The opportune time has come, and we are determined to immediately commence the process to reverse the Akufo-Addo Bawumia mess and put our country back on track.